We know that the contract situation between the Chicago Bulls has gone on too long, and Josh Giddey is trying to make an attempt to raise the price by applying a little pressure to the Chicago Bulls, but it don't look like they budget. And let's talk about Derrick Rose night. I see some complainers. I got something to say about it, but before we talk about it, y'all already know you gotta hear the music first. Cognac, gang. Side Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another daily episode. So if you're tuned in, locked in, ready to talk Bulls basketball, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's talk about Josh Giddey before we discuss Derrick Rose to an extent later in today's episode. But first and foremost, we know that Josh Giddey and the Chicago Bulls have drugged this thing out so damn long to where we are sick and tired of talking about Josh Giddey and his contract. We've already all pretty much came into the conclusion and saying that, hey, it don't look like Josh Giddey getting the 30 mil. Whether you believe that he deserves the 30 mil or whatever or not, it ain't happening. But the Chicago Bulls have placed a $20 million annual average contract on the table for Josh Giddey, and they pretty much staying pat. There's been some discussions between myself, C-Dub, and other people around Bulls Nation that, hey, look, they learning from their mistakes. They have some leverage in this. They want to see a little bit more out of Josh Giddey, and I'm all for that. Not necessarily too mad at it. But I understand it to a degree from if I'm looking at it from the side of the Chicago Bulls. Like, hey, look, I can't just go out there and give you $30 million if I don't know if you're going to be able to do what you did in the second half of last season for an entire season. But then the guy in me, I'm like, hey, man, at this point, y'all kind of acting ridiculous. Simply because we look at the situation and say, okay, because my initial point was the market is speaking. The market is saying that, you know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily believe that Josh Giddey is worth 30 million. But then with more information, you are able to come and draw new conclusions that the Chicago Bulls are telling other teams that it ain't happening. That's what's pretty much what they're saying. Pretty much are we ain't trade them, so don't even call it. Which is on their side when it comes to negotiations. That's a smart tactic, a little aggressive, but it's a smart tactic that favors the Chicago Bulls. But my thing is, if you don't want to increase his annual salary per year, how the hell you gonna know what else is out there if you already told teams that they not trading them? You're not interested in any discussion. You're not interested in any trade talks. Now, according to Jake L. Fisher, and you take it for what you will, it is just Chicago Bulls rumors that Josh Giddey is threatening to play on a qualifying offer. I don't necessarily think that's I don't think that's a good idea, me personally. Now, I understand that what he's trying to do in his side and his representation, what they're trying to do is put a little bit more pressure and fight back versus the Chicago Bulls to get the most money out of the deal. Now, Josh Giddey is looking at 20 million. He's like, hell no. I don't want to play for 20 million. I won't, let's just say 25. We pinpointed. There's been some some predictions of 22 and a half. My expectation is to meet the middle at 25, but we don't necessarily know if the Chicago Bulls have came up off of that $20 million. We heard Casey Johnson say around $20 million. So it seems like it's still going to be around the same thing of that $20 million. But so Josh Giddey is putting out this threat that, hey, I might just play on a qualifying off and go out there and ball out. And then now you're not going to be paying me $20 million. Now, I understand it from Josh Giddey's side to say, to hell with y'all. I'm going to just go and play on a qualifying offer, exceed expectations. And now once was expected to be a $30 million deal, now I want more than $30 million. So he's treading some sick waters right there. But me, I'm not saying Josh Giddey should go out there and play on a qualifying offer because you should be looking for a pay increase. My thing is the way you counter it, and I can't, it's up to his representation in himself, is okay, if we're going to play on said money that we, you know what I'm saying, that you refuse to move up off of, let's do a shorter term deal. Ain't no 4-year deal. Let's do a 3-year deal and give me the player option on the back end. That's something that I will bring up to Josh Giddey. And I know that it's not exactly what you want, but it gets you in pay increase and it gives you leverage in year 2 to say, hey, I'm declining this. I want more money on. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. And I honestly am tired of talking about Josh Giddey and his contract situation because I think that we need to put this to rest so we can focus on basketball. Right now, the Chicago Bulls, for a team that has been play inbound, is just looking like they trending into that direction. I don't necessarily know what the hell is going on with the Chicago Bulls and why they want to continue to drag this out instead of focusing on basketball to see if this young team can exceed expectations and possibly overachieve a little bit. Because if you're looking around the NBA landscape, nobody believes in them. Hell, a lot of us don't believe it. So let's get this over with, focus on basketball, and see if we can go out there and overachieve. Because you're looking at the state of the land, you're looking at the Chicago Bulls, there is a lot of variables that go into the equation to decide if the Chicago Bulls are going to be good this season. We're talking about how does Josh Giddey play for an entire season? Can Kobe White elevate himself again? We looking at Montes Buzelis and saying, can he take a great year 2 leap? And then we looking at other guys like Isaac Okoro. How does he fit in? How does Kevin Huerter play this season for the Chicago Bulls? How does P. Will fit into all this? It's so many variables. So many variables. So nobody is really, you know what I'm saying, gonna sit there and act as if the Chicago Bulls are ready to at least compete for a playoff spot. Now, there are some things that you can look at and you can say, hey, the Chicago Bulls, they got a lot of young talent, young guys with experience on this team. They should be able to mesh and gel and come together and surprise a couple teams. But you got to put it on wax for me at this point. You, as the Chicago Bulls players, organization, and whatever, have to put it on wax for me. Because we one of the best teams that we had in these last 4 or 5 years was the team that was at one point at 35 had 30, played at 35 games and was number 1 in the East. And after that, after January, when Lonzo went down, stuck in the gulag. So yeah, hey, let's get this over with. Let's try to figure it out. I understand Josh Giddey trying to push this. This is definitely a tactic that most sides do. We said a number of contract negotiations going on in sports, not just in the NBA, but also in the NFL. And a lot of the times, the players fold or ownership folds. We'll see who's going to be able to get some leverage or get a little bit more money out of this. We're already close to end of August. You know what I'm saying? And we was hearing after Summer League that the expectations that the deal was going to be done by mid-August. So the time is ticking. We've already passed that point. We've already made it past mid-August and nothing's still done. What is it going to take? What are the Chicago Bulls willing to let go? Is Josh Giddey willing to just fold? We shall see, and I can't wait until it's over. I can't wait until it's over. I ain't even going to lie to you. But hey, let me know your thoughts and everything down below on that one. But now let's talk about Derrick Rose jersey retirement night. Number 1 goes into the Raptors January 24th versus the Boston Celtics, and I cannot wait. Not even going to lie to you, it is well deserved. And I got a lot of things to say about it. We just going to keep it simple, sweet, and straight to the point. If you feel like Derrick Rose jersey number does not belong in the Raptors, argue with a wall. Who gives a damn? He is Chicago. I know we all love Michael Jordan. He is the GOAT. Don't get it misconstrued. He is the GOAT. But the Chicago kid, we ain't going for no slander for number 1. Have we seen this team since number 1 left this city? Have we seen this team since number one Derrick Rose left this city? That jersey belongs in the rafters. And if you are one of those people that is questioning it, question the wall, because nobody gives a damn. All of us real Chicagoans know he is Chicago, and he's one of those guys that deserve to be in the rafters for what he put on for the Chicago Bulls in such a short stint in the NBA due to injuries. You know what I'm saying? With the Chicago Bulls. And then I'm hearing discussions and complaints that this is a cash grab. Okay, if you feel like it's a cash grab and it all could have been done on one night, fair. But at the same damn time, if you're going to sit there and watch the ceremony, shut the fuck up. It's really that simple. Every damn thing does not have to follow with complaints. This is not a time to complain. This is a time to honor the Chicago kid, the babyface assassin. Now that's Steph Curry. Hello. The Windy City assassin and Derrick Rose. This ain't no time to be sitting there. This is Jerry. You could have did it last year. Who gives a damn? If you have a complaint, don't watch the game. If you feel like it's a cash grab, don't spend your money. Don't watch the game. Don't tune in. Don't put eyes on the Chicago Bulls on January 24th. Simple. Shut the fuck up. Y'all complain about every fucking thing. That don't mean that we got to sit here and not act as if the Chicago Bulls, you know what I'm saying, are doing everything correct. But on that night, I don't want to hear no complaints. I'm sorry. Complain any other day. But on Derrick Rose jersey retirement night, I don't want to hear nothing. Complain to a wall. Argue with a wall. Who cares? Argue with a fucking wall. Because if you still gonna sit there and watch the ceremony, tune into the game, you're complaining for nothing. It's really that simple. You're complaining for nothing. Don't ever try to disrespect Derrick Rose over here on Shy Bulls podcast, because we ain't going for it. We ain't going for it. And I speak for my co-host C-Dub as well. We ain't going for it. And I don't normally speak for another grown man, but I can vouch. If I call him up right now at the ass cracker dawn, 2 a.m., it don't matter. Hey, gang, they coming at Derrick Rose. We own him. We own him. It don't matter. He one of ours. We gonna celebrate him. You can complain any other day. But about January 24th, when that jersey going to Raptors, shut the fuck up. If you feel like if it's a cash grab, have a seat. Argue with a wall. Hell, if you want to have a little more fun, go argue with your mama. It's really that simple. Let it go. Every damn thing that happens in Bulls Nation does not have to result in grown men bitching and moaning. Simple. Everything. We know that we have been in mediocrity. We know that the front office is mid at best. We know this. But every time something happens, a trade happens, a guy signs, a contract negotiation goes on, we sitting here crying to the utmost degree. State your opinion and move on. Why do we have to constantly revisit old talking points that won't do nothing for nobody in Bulls Nation? And you damn sure better not bring Derrick Rose jersey retirement night into none of your complaints. Again, if you want to complain any other day out of the 365. But for one day, January 24th, shut the fuck up. That's it. That's it. I tried to keep it G. I tried to keep it all downhill. I can't do it for Derrick Rose. And I can't do it with grown men constantly crying about the dumbest shit. We knew last year that the dates were going to be split. My man's Hayes on Chicago Bulls Citrus said it the best. Sports is a man's soap opera. And the way that these guys be soaping and moaning and crying and bitching, it's all facts. I heard him say that the first time 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And the saying still remains true. Sports is a grown man soap opera. And grown men, depending on the type of men, you got some that's going to be even killed. You got some that's going to say, I don't give a fuck. I'm just here for the entertainment. And then you're going to get some that bitch and moan for everything. The ones that bitch and moan for everything, let's put them in a corner. And don't come and give me. I just want what's best for the team. Yeah, but not bitching and moaning with no solutions. and you ain't running the team. So what the fuck is it? What good is it gonna do? What good is it gonna do? Complaint after complaint after complaint. Voice your opinion and move on. It's really that simple. And leave Derrick Rose out of it. Leave Derrick Rose out of it. Don't try to use Derrick Rose night for you to up here and get your panties in a bunch. It's that simple, bro. I'm going to let it rest right there. I'm going to let it rest right there. I got my opinion off. Now it's time to move on. That's it. Move on. Let's get ready for football coming up. Let's get ready for some new basketball coming up. We know what the state of the team is. We know how it is in Chicago. Move on. That's it. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Of course, we want the Chicago Bulls to win. But that don't mean I'm going to sit here and every time I touch a mic, complain about every fucking thing. Or you shouldn't always complain about every damn thing that goes on. We literally had last year wins that happened. Even on a Josh Giddey win, people complaining about winning. People complaining about winning. That's what we are right now in Bulls Nation, bro. Sad. It's sad. It's sad. Literally. It's sad. It's sad. But hey, hope y'all enjoyed my TED Talk. Hey, if not, who gives a damn? Those are my thoughts. Have your thoughts. Share them down below. Let's top it up. Because I'm not going for no Derrick Rose slander, bro. And using his day to try to get your complaint off, nah, I can't let that slide. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't let that slide. Especially when, like, how can we ignore what has been told to us? The front office told us they're not doing shit. So why do you expect them to do anything? But that is it. That is it, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. I'm about to get up out of here. Leave that like button, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your comments below. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red, and y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace out, y'all. Cognac. Gang.